4. My name is Joey Dudoy Pipanem.
I am Janine Rica.
I am Almira Piquero.
I am Rhea Pangandoyan.
My name is Christian Raymondez.
And I am Anjali Mendez.
And we are here to discuss and share to you guys and how to speak with confidence in public. How to speak with confidence in public. An estimated 75% of adults suffer from a fear of public speaking. When stress hormones are released, we may behave differently. Frequently, our minds go blank, our voices become harder to control, we may visibly shake, and etc. Even professional public speakers have to deal with nerves, but they have techniques to cope. In this video, we will discuss ways of speaking with confidence in public. Okay, number 1, preparation and organization. Be prepared and organized for your presentation because this increases your control unless things can go wrong. For example, visit the venue and room you'll be presenting in beforehand. Number 2, ensure you print any materials you need at least the day before. Number 3, create cards to use as cues. Number 4, prepare for technical faults, such as having a backup in case a video does not play. Number 5, arrive early for your speech. And the last one is practice repeatedly. So number 2, positive mental imagery. Visualize delivering your presentation confidently and successfully, as this will reinforce your confidence. Really imagine being there and use all of your senses to form the imagery. If you find that your visualizations are negative, then challenge the scenarios by drawing on previous experiences of successful communication. Substitute the negative imagery with more realistic imagery.
Next, managing nerves. Remember that you haven't been invited to present for the purpose of being ridiculed. The audience wants to hear you speak. Plan for managing your nerves by, first, avoiding consuming too much caffeine beforehand, as this is a stimulant and can leave you feeling more nervous and shaky. Second, preparing music or a podcast that you can listen to on the way to the presentation. Third, find a mindfulness exercise you'd feel comfortable doing as you travel to the venue. Fourth, master controlled breathing beforehand so you can engage in this right before going on stage. If you have time, engage in exercise beforehand. Fifth, exercising releases endorphins, which reduce stress levels and make you feel better. Sixth, recognize that it's unlikely that the audience will know that you're feeling nervous. You do not look as anxious as you feel. And pausing. During the presentation, if you notice that you're speaking too quickly, then pause and breathe. This won't look strange. It will appear as though you're giving thought to what you're saying. You can also strategically plan some of your pauses, such as after questions and at the end of sections, because this will give you a chance to calm down and it will also give the audience an opportunity to think and reflect. Pausing will also help you avoid filler words such as well, which can make you sound unsure.
Next is practice. If you're very familiar with the content of your presentation, your audience will perceive you as confident. Practicing tips. First, don't just read the presentation through, practice everything, including your transition and your visual aids. Second, stand up and speak aloud as though you were presenting to an audience. Third, ensure that you practice your body language and gesturing. Fourth, practice in front of others and get their feedback. Fifth, film yourself presenting and watch it back. Sixth, really improvise, you'll sound more natural on the day. Don't learn your presentation verbatim because you will sound uninterested, and if you lose focus, then you may forget everything. Confident body language. You'll notice that professional public speakers look relaxed and confident. They talk slowly and make positive body movements. To appear confident, Maintain your eye contact with the audience. Second, use gesture to emphasize points. Third, move around the stage. Fourth, match facial expressions with what you're saying. Fifth, reduce nervous habits. Sixth, slowly and steadily breathe. Seven, use your voice aptly.
Use your nervous energy. It can be difficult to hide your nerves, so another way of dealing with this is to emphasize your emotions. This means conveying the emotions you're explaining you felt at that time. For example, the disappointment you felt at a failure of excitement you felt at a finding. The emotion you display will hide your nerves. Speak slowly. When you're nervous, you may rush through your presentation and finish too quickly. This makes it obvious to the audience that you're nervous. It's probably frustrating for them to listen, to watch. You're not taking the time to connect with them, and it's like that you're making mistakes. Try speaking at a speed that feels uncomfortable slow because it's likely that's the correct speed.
Next, connect with audience from the start. The first 5 minutes are vital for engaging the audience and getting them to listen to you. Consider telling a story about a mistake you made, or maybe life wasn't going well for you in the past. If relevant to your presentations, A. People will relate to this, as we have all experienced mistakes and failures. The more the audience relates to you, the more likely they will remain engaged, which will increase your confidence. Next, friendly faces. Find a member of the audience that is engaged, nodding, or smiling in each section of the room. When you find yourself becoming uncomfortable, you can move your eyes to the friendly face in that section.
So identify and challenge your excuses. Write down the thoughts you have when you avoid speaking in a meeting or when you reject delivering a presentation. This thought will identify what you're specifically afraid of, such as worrying the audience will judge you as incompetent. This negative inner dialogue reduces your confidence and makes you think you cannot speak in public. Challenge these thoughts by looking at evidence of your successful communication and recognize how unrealistic the thoughts you can. Focus on your message. When you are presenting, focus on what you are saying and why the message needs to be delivered to the audience. This will keep you connected with your speech and will prevent you from being distracted by, for example, an audience member falling asleep or your evaluation of how the presentation is going. Instead, you will be connecting to the listeners who finding your presentation valuable.
Create stage persona. It can be tempting to imitate favorite public speakers, but it's better to work out what your characteristics as a speaker are and then amplify this. To develop confident stage persona, ask yourself, okay, what are my best characteristics as a speaker? Am I empathetic, humorous, etc.? What are my features as a speaker? Do I gesticulate a lot? Am I energetic? Do I stick to the script or do I improvise, etc.? Humor. More experienced and confident public speakers use humor in their presentations. The audience will be incredibly engaged if you make them laugh, and it lightens the mood, which will make you feel more comfortable. But caution must be exercised when using humor because a joke can be misinterpreted and even offend the audience. Only use jokes if you are confident with this technique and it's suitable for the situation. Making fun of yourself is usually a safe way of using humor, and it cultivates trust more because it's relatable to the audience. Be prepared for mistakes. Mistakes happen all the time, but reacting awkwardly can make the audience feel uncomfortable. It's better to laugh at yourself, so consider preparing one-liners to fall back on if you do make a mistake. Having this backup can make you feel more secure. Recognize the positives afterwards. After delivering a presentation, it's typical of some people to only focus on the negatives of the presentation. By doing this, you're ignoring the positives even though they were probably more of this compared to the amount of negatives. Acknowledge these positives and write them down so you can remind yourself in the future and challenge your negative predictions. So, it is important to accept that you're probably going to be nervous when you present, but most people experience this feeling, and it doesn't ruin presentations. Have confidence in what you're saying and convert your nerves into something helpful. You won't develop your confidence if you don't push yourself and if you avoid uncomfortable situations.
Hope you learned something in this video.
On how to speak with confidence in public.
We are Group 4 and thank you for watching.